Bring in Langa Madonko, an economist and co-founder of Summit Africa. He joins us live via Zoom from Johannesburg. Langa, how does the declaration empower both the state and the power utility Eskom in terms of solving the power crisis at this time?
Yes, good afternoon, Beatrice. I think one of the things that the state of disaster is supposed to do is supposed to shorten some of the processes that are required, specifically around procurement, to ensure that the state can reallocate resources from different departments to the focal point where the disaster has been identified, which in this case is Eskom and the existential risk it poses to the economy, because a state of disaster can be implemented where there is potential harm to lives, to infrastructure, amongst other parameters. And in this instance, there is a harm that is actually happening towards both lives and infrastructure within the South African situation. It also empowers the government to be able to pool resources in the form of human capital and other assets that are within the government ambit to direct them towards this focused initiative of addressing the crisis point that will have emerged. So people who are currently serving in National Treasury, people who are currently serving Department of Public Works could be reallocated to this particular task of turning around the crisis within Eskom.
Well, some opposition politicians, though, have claimed such a declaration did not help the COVID-19 interventions. How do you respond to that? What's your take?
So I think one of the most spoken about issues in the South African context is the issue of corruption, especially around issues of procurement. So the assertions that are made by the opposition parties are not unfounded. I think during the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, we had funds allocated towards the alleviation of the impact of that disaster, and then all of a sudden we had funds go missing, and we had the emergence of what in South Africa referred to as tenderpreneurs, who suddenly were flourishing while the basic issues that needed to be addressed with those funds were not being addressed as had been outlined in the disaster management plan that had been put forward by government. And on that basis, where people are always reticent in South Africa, where you say that a charge in a particular direction that involves an allocation of assets will be led by the government, which many of the departments are failing to get clean audits from the Auditor General.
And what about the ordinary citizens, Langa, in South Africa? How does this help them, and how soon can they hope to see an improvement in their circumstances?
So in theory, it means for the individual on the street, there'll be a more concerted effort from government to alleviate the crisis. I think the president in speaking spoke about how there will be interventions to allow more people to be able to access solar. Whether that will come in the form of rebates of some sort, or in the form of grants of some sort in order to move in that direction, one is still yet to understand post the filing of the legislation piece and the gazetting of the legislation to implement a state of disaster, to see what exactly are the initiatives that are going to be done at a grassroots level to allow the ordinary person to immediately benefit from this declaration.
All right, Langa Madonko joining us there from Johannesburg. Thank you.